Now I'm going to show you these great templates. Now it gives you these wonderful shaped pop-out cards as well that fold and do the concertina bit like that. So you can have it like that, and then you can open it up and do it like that. And if you want, you can have it like that. It's entirely up to you how you want it to pop out. But I'm going to show you how easy it is with a digital template to make these beautiful cards. Now the great thing is as well, because they're digital, you can print out a design, and then you can turn it over and print out another design on the back of that. So when they pop out, you'll see in the inside and the outside, instead of just being plain card on the inside. Or you could take a piece of card that's already been foiled or printed or something, and then you can print on the opposite side any designs that you want, mix and match. It's like on this one, I've done this one for Christmas. As you can see, I've done poinsettia on that, and on the inside, I've done the poinsettia kind of background paper to match. So you get a really nice complete card that you can just decorate. We're going to go through those in a minute, show you bit by bit. Now the great thing about these as well, because you can just print out the templates, but we've got loads and loads of different shapes and we'll be adding all the time. We've got rectangles, we've got rounds, we've got ovals, we've got diamonds, we've got stars, we've got some beautiful cards. Don't forget to have a look at all the different variety. I'm going to go through and just run through and show you the sizes and just some of the options you've got, and then I'll show you how to make a card very quickly and simple. It looks complicated, it is not. All the work is taken out for you. All you've got to do is follow the simple rules. Now let's just show you the sizes first that you get. Now these have been designed so they're smaller than an A4, so they fit on perfectly. This allows you, so when you're printing, if say you've not got a borderless printer, you always have this gap around the edge, it just makes it that the card will always fit if you print both sides. So this size of the first template here will make a card this side, and it's roughly just a little bit smaller than a C6 card, and you can see how that works, and it does fold perfectly flat, and you can post that away. Various ways of using it, and we'll show you that as we go through. So that's that size there, that fits with that one. Then we've got another one here, which is the next size down again, and there you can see I've done that again with that one. You've got that beautiful image there, and that just folds like that, and you've got the kind of more vellum effect there in the middle of that one. So that's the next size down to that one. Then we've got this one. I've used some of Dot's Heirlooms, if you like the Dot's Heirlooms range. Again, you could have it that way around, and if you wanted, you could fold it the opposite way, so it depends how you print it, and have this on the dark on the outside and the pale on the inside. And again, you've got the various options that you can do with that one. You can see they're getting smaller and smaller each time. And also, just to show you this at this point, the designs, so they're not wasting any of your card. They're not right in the middle of the card. So here's an example of some of the cards that I've cut out, and you can see they're cut out, and you've still got plenty of card that you can use at a later date. So it's not, the template's not in the center of the card, therefore it'd be wasting a lot of your card, and especially on the small ones, you've still got plenty of card that's usable afterwards. So we try to think of everything. So here you can see I've got that size, there's the next size, and that is the size of card this one makes on this. You can see I've just got nice patterned paper on that, and that just folds over. Now the kind of thickness of card you want to use doesn't really matter. I've got a 120 here, but you can go up to 200, but because it's like folded, you've got double the thickness, they're really sturdy and really stand up freely, and they work really, really well. So that's the next size down, you can see that one. Then we're going smaller and smaller. Don't forget, look at these, look at that for a lovely little Christmas one. We've got that lovely patterned, we've got the Christmas rose on the outside, no, poinsettia it is, duh. And you've got the poinsettia background paper on the inside there, so you've created that wonderful effect. In fact, these would be quite nice, wouldn't they? If you actually, say you had a card, let me just give you that card there, these would be quite nice, stuck on the front of the card, wouldn't they? So you could fold them over like that, and then you've got a card that pops out like that. So imagine that on a larger card, you've got a 3D card. There's no reason why you can't mix and match these because of all the different sizes. Thought of that as I was going through this little ensemble here. See, you've got to be creative. Then you've got the smaller one still. And there you go, there's the smaller one. Now this would be great for a little wedding, you know, you want to put names, maybe where weddings are, or a little gift tag or something like that, or just a little picture, a passport photo would go in there really nice, wouldn't it? And again, I've printed both sides of this, inside and out, so you don't get that kind of half finished effect, and that is the size of the small one. Now what you also get with this sets as well, with these sets, is you also get the matte and layering templates that fit all the sizes, and then you can cut these out. Now if you cut the centers out like I have done with these, you automatically get these that you can use as various ways. But if you want to use these and make your own matte and layering for going on the front of the card, for instance, say I want a little one on the front of that one, oh, of course, trust me to take the biggest one, the smallest one, let me get that one. So say I want to put a matte and layer on that, then where have I put it? Can't find it, never mind, let's find a bigger one still. Where's the bigger one still? Bear with me, that goes on there. So say you want to make a matte and layer, you can stick that on there like that. And if you want a smaller one still, you can stick it on there, obviously. So they fit perfectly as well, so then you can put your design on top of that. So you are getting a matte and layer sheet as well. But if you're very, very clever, and I know many of you are, you can also, when you've got all the different shapes, you cut these out. Now if you use a scalpel, it's much easier to cut these out, but you've got all these that you can use in your design, or you can use them as tags, so you've got a matching tag to go with them, for example. And these are just some of the shapes that you're going to get in the cards, a beautiful heart-shaped one there, and your circular ones. So you're getting all of those as well. So you're keeping up with me, so all you've got to do is print out your design, the size that you want. But before you do that, you might want to just choose a red card that's white on one side and you can print onto it. I've got a few examples here of some cards that I've printed just to give you an idea of what I've done. There's a background paper to that one, and I've got the vellum effect there with the beautiful dragonflies on there. I've got this lovely one here, this Christmas rose here, and then we've got the different design on the back. Got one here, the lovely blue kind of, it's actually a pheasant feather, but then we've got the vellum version, works really well with that. Then I've got this one here, this beautiful, beautiful kind of tiled effect, and then we've got the vellum version of the same design there, so they work really well together. There's the not poppies, pansies, and I've just done a fabric effect on the opposite side of that one. What about for Christmas? Got the angels there. Now when you print these out as well, these are in landscape, but they work better if you print this out in portrait, and then you'll find when it folds, it'll be perfect. And I've got the background there on that one. Got poinsettias on this one, and I've got a nice red fabric effect on that one. So you can see all these different variations, but the great thing is of having a digital download, you can put whatever card you want. You can design whatever you want. You can have daffodils on one side, tulips on the others. You could have angels' wings on one side. You could have gold rings on the opposite side. You can create exactly what you want. And these are just a few examples of different creations so that you can get an idea of what you can do. Look at that one. Imagine that one. Isn't that gorgeous? I'll show you that something similar to this. Look at this one. I love this one in that lovely metallic. I've done a lovely, beautiful beaten panelled metallic printed onto there. And don't forget, have a look on the download. You can download this. And then for the inside, I've done that lovely kind of gold rusted effect, actually. You've got that beautiful star effect. Imagine that for a wonderful Christmas card with a little bit of a difference on there. Fantastic. I love those. So I've done this one here. I've got the gold there, the tiles. On the back of that, I've done that kind of antique gold effect. The filigree gold, and that lovely shiny gold on the back of that one. Another example there. So you can see there's lots of different examples, excuse me, that you can do. But what I've done this one here. So I've printed this one out. I've chosen this. We're going to make a project together here, and we'll just do it bit by bit. I just want to show you how easy it is. So first of all, print out the design that you want on the piece of card that you want. Then turn it over and print out the inside. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. If you want it plain white, that's entirely up to you. But now you've got the option of making these cards, so you've got the inside and the outside, so it looks complete. Then when you've done that, you've chosen what patterns you want on each side, then all you do is send it through your printer, and I've just printed out the template on the back. Now, one thing that you can see on this one, I put it on a little bit skew-whiffed, But because I've left that border all the way around, even now it looks fine when I cut it out. So you've got that border as a bit of a safety device there, but also different printers, wherever you are in the world, it'll all alter. Just set your printer to do. I've also printed some downloads as well for making this card up. I've got a large one there, but I've printed the smaller version out. So now I've got my card. You think, well, how easy is this to make? It's very, very easy. Let me show you. Now, all I'm doing now is where the black line is, I'm just cutting out the card. And I'm just going around the edge. Oh, before you do that though, sorry, my mistake. I'm just going to take a ruler. Let me just get a ruler, just a second, Chucks. Where's my metal ruler gone? There it is. I knew there'd be something I wouldn't have handy. Metal ruler. Right, before you cut out, let's show you on the template first. You can see here you've got the little dotted lines. That's where you score across. You've got dotted lines here too. Where you've got a straight line, that's where you cut out. So before you cut out, silly moi, I'm taking my ruler and going from there to there and just scoring across. Now I don't mind on this one going across where I'm going to cut as well. So all you're doing is scoring across like that. Then turn it around. I'm going to turn the whole mat round to make it easier. I'm losing my voice. Can you hear it? Sorry about that, Chucks. But some will be saying about blooming time. And I'm just lining it up there with the dotted lines. Sorry, can you see that? And then dotted lines up this end, and then just score all the way through. Take it to the next dotted lines and line it up perfectly. And then score all the way through. Next lines, you're going to stop where the lines join here. So you line up your ruler. So simple, it's all done for you. Just score to there, and then miss this bit, miss this section here, then just score right the way across to the next bit there, and then where it is here at the top, just score along there as well. So you've done all your scoring lines. Next I'm going to do is do my cut out lines. Now where have I put my scalpel? One moment. I thought I had everything ready, but obviously I didn't. There you go, got my scalpel. And before I start cutting, I've not changed the blade, so it may be a little bit blunt, but that's life. Right, just give you a tip now. When you're cutting these bits here, on this one, well, let's start on this one. On the full one, cut on the outside of the black line. On the smaller one, the half size, cut on the inside of the line. That just gives you a little bit of a gap, so when you fold them together, they just go really nicely close and they fit perfectly then. If you do it directly on the line, they'll still work, but you might have to trim it slightly with a pair of scissors. So, how do you do it? Right, I'm taking this first and I'm just scoring down the inside. I'm taking my scalpel and just going down the inside of the card like that. And then I'm going to turn it around, and then I'm going to take my scalpel and just carefully cut down there, like so. And then turn it around. Always turn your card around to make it easy for yourself. I'm just lining that on the inside, and I can still see and just score it down there up to the edge of where the score finishes. Just make sure that it's actually cut through and that lifts up nicely, which it does. Don't bend it, don't fold it or anything like that. Now I'm going to cut the main square out and just go around the outside, like so. Just score around there with your scalpel. I think that's gone through pretty well. I can always go over it if I didn't. Now, as you see, I started at the beginning trying to cut around the edge, but that's the last thing you do. Trust me to show you the wrong thing first. So just go around the edge again. And don't forget, if you use a scalpel as opposed to scissors, you're going to get a nice cut. And you're also going to be use the rectangle or the diamond or the square, whatever you cut out, use it on the same card, incorporate it somehow, or you can use it for any other card or turn it into a tag as well. So let's just score that one. Well, not score it, just cut it. And you can see I'm moving my card around and I'm dragging my knife down towards me. That's the easiest way I find it. Then that should just lift out perfectly, and you can see you've got the double side there. Next you've got to do is just cut the center. Where the black line is here, you can see the black line, just score, just take your black knife and just trim, just go down the center there as good as you can. Now, the more of these you do, the more accurate you'll get, and it's great because even if you've not done it quite right, you can always trim it with a pair of scissors afterwards, don't worry. They're so simple to do. So everything's cut out now. All I've got to do is trim around it. Now I'm just going to trim around where the black line is. If you don't want to do such a black line, you can set your printer to draft so you get a much paler black line as well. It's entirely up to you, but I've done the dark black line on here so that you can really see what I'm showing you. So I'm just cutting around the edge. This is so that you're going to get the full coverage of the design over the card on the inside and the outside, and they're going to mix and match perfectly. So just trim this down. You don't need the guides anymore because you've already creased it and everything. So that's all ready to just fold now once I've cut it out. And you need to do those scoring lines before you cut it out, otherwise you'll cut the scoring lines off. Duh. Stupid is, stupid does. So I just designed it. You don't have to. I don't have to be good at doing it as well. So there you go. There's my template. And I saw how easy that was. Easy was to do. Easy was to do. Now this will just fold now. So first thing I do is fold it over there, like that. Now sometimes what happens is if you're just slightly off centre a little bit, you get a little bit of the top popping up there. And if that happens, I just take a pair of scissors and just trim that little bit off there like that, so it's nice and even. Just that little bit there, you see, just that little bit. That's all it is. It just makes it look much better. So that's folded, and if you want, use an embossing tool or the back of something just to crease that down. And then what I do is fold it in the middle, give it a gentle fold first, like so, and then down there like that. And then you take this side and fold that over like that, and it does naturally fold because you've creased it in the right place. That just creases there, that just creases there, that just creases there, and then turn it over, fold this one back, and you've got the full fold there again, like that. And you've got options. I mean, I've designed that so that's the inside of the card. Now that just folds over like that, and you've got your card all ready to go and work on. Now you can, if you want, you can leave that like that. You don't have to stick it together. But I find if you stick it together, come on, stick it together, it works. It stays more rigid. Where's my glue? Who's got my glue? Okay, my glue's gone missing now. But never. Oh, it's here under. See, some things I did prepare. Right, Gobby. You can shut your face, you too, watching. Right, let me just show you where to glue it, and that just makes it really easy. This is your card. You've got the flap on this end here, and you've got the flap there. All you've got to do is you can use double-sided tape or whatever you want, just a little bit of glue there, a little bit of glue around this one. Don't go over the edge because you're only sticking the two outside flaps, and then fold that over and just press that down there. And then fold that one over, line it up and press that down there. And you've got those stuck together now, and you've got the perfect card. The perfect card. Now, obviously you can use it that way, or if you want, you can use it that way. That's the way I prefer. Now I'd put the design on that. Now I've cut some designs out already just to show you. So there's my card. You can go that far and decorate it any way you want. But I've just taken some nice kind of matching kind of blue poppies here. I've got a little offcut here of some nice metallic card as well, and I'm just going to put a little border around that. So I'm going to stick that onto there, like so. I'm just going to, don't forget, keep your scraps, so for times like this, you've got a nice little border going around. So that's stuck onto there like that, and then just trim around it. And that can then stick onto your card. Now you can, if you want, stick both sides, so you've got a design on both sides. So that's going to go on there first of all. A little bit of glue on there like that. And that's going to fit onto there. And I can obviously use my matte and layer templates that you get with the set as well. So there's my card like that. As you can see, that opens up nicely. You fold it flat like that. You can put another one on the other side. Now, just for time, I'm just going to stick this on so that you can see what I'm doing. Just check it's the right way up. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm putting a double one on, so you've got one on the back and one on the front. So when you fold it together, you see you've got that effect. And then when you open it up and stand it up, you've got them on both sides like that. So that flops open. Now you can decorate, you can put some nice borders down here, you can do all sorts of things. I've also got a 3D bit, some of these, it's been decoupaged, little bit of double-sided foam tape on the back of that, and that can fit over there. And then I've got the centre bit too, that can just stick on like that. And I've got a few leaves here. Just peel them off. Dun, 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 dun. Couple of leaves, put one on there, and I'm just doing them so they overlap slightly. So already I'm just building this up. Let me just peel that off. There you go. That goes on there. So you can see how easy they are to decorate, and you've got that lovely swinging design on there. And so you can decorate both sides if you want to, but maybe you want to put design on one side and happy birthday on the other side. So it swings around, but you can decorate all the way down here if you wanted to. Maybe I could put another one on here like that. Let's put one on there here, just to give it another angle. Here's me again, overdoing it as normal, but you can do whatever you want. I'm just going to stick that there, and maybe another couple of leaves to give it a little bit of 3D-ness. So you don't have to decorate just the inside. You could put ribbon on this, you could put bows on this. You can do anything. It's good fun to just to fill it up. But as a simple card, you can see now how easy it is to make. And if you choose the right designs to go with the front and the back of the card and to match the designs that you're going to be using, there you go, that'll do like that, won't it? You happy with that? I'm going over the top, I know. But you can see there, you can see the beautiful card. So all you've got to do is download the design that you want. I'll just show you a few others here. Here's an example. There's a hexagonal one. Hexagonal. You could do this one. You see how we've used different colours on that one. You've got the pansies on that one, and that's a hexagonal pointed. The one was the flat. And here's an example here of a strip, the long strip. So you can see how that folds over. And they do fold nice and flat, go into your envelope, and you can make beautiful cards like that. So there you go. Those are your folding pop-out cards, whatever you call them. Call them what you like, Chucks. But there you go. If you want to make a beautiful card like that, just download it, print it out. You can go and have a look on the website as well. There's loads and loads and loads of background papers associated with different products where you get the vellum effect and the full effect as well. So you can mix and match to your heart's content. Fantastic for Christmas, fantastic for birthdays, fantastic for weddings as well. So download them and get making them now.